Hey, how you going, guys? This is episode 9 of Miami Masterclass. My name is Ian, and we are in September, which means it's roster expansion time. So this episode will be covering the last month and a little bit of October to round out the season. Of course, being roster expansion time, we have actually enlarged our active roster. It's only up to 29. I don't want to bring too many players up. I will just run through them quite quickly. Most of them are actually relievers. We brought up Grant Dayton. This guy has not actually made any major league impact, but he's done quite well in AAA. He's been a bit hit and miss lately, as you can see. He's hasn't really performed too well. He blew 2 saves in quick succession there, but I thought I'd give him a crack and see if he can do anything. The other one's Brian Morris. This guy actually started the season in our relieving bullpen, but he went terribly. 11 ERA, he's dreadful. But again, I think he deserves another crack in the big time. We also brought in Darnell Sweeney. Now, he's another shortstop. We don't really need him because we have got Santana and Heckavaria, of course. But I want to see what this guy can do. He hasn't actually played any major league games yet, so I really want to see if he can step up and make some good performance. We, of course, picked him up from the Dodgers trade in May. I believe that was with Saltalamacchia, I believe. And so, yeah, he hasn't done much in AAA. He's batting .275 though, so I'd like to see if he can step up to the big time and if he's worth keeping. Otherwise, we might just get rid of him. And the last one, and this is the bloke that I really wanted to talk about, JT Realmuto. He, of course, started the season in our big club, and you know what? He didn't have the best of years. He's batting .237. Still got a little bit of improvement needed, but he needs to have a good month of September, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because when we look at our salaries for the upcoming year, we've got 3 great catchers now. We have Kyle Schwarber. He's going to be on automatic payments for the next couple of years, and he's very good. He's still got a little bit of improvement to do, but our head scout seems to think he's very good, and he's definitely staying around more. Then we've also got Timmy F, who's been playing exceptionally well since we picked him up from the Padres. He's batting .327, and he just hasn't put a foot wrong so far. But he's got possible arbitration next season, and they reckon he's going to go for about $3 million. I don't know if he's worth that. He's good, but he's not that good. So I really am in a bit of a bind as to which 2 of the 3 catchers I keep, because I could have Realmuto and Schwarber competing for that catching role, who would be on next to no money, which would be fantastic. Timmy F, I mean, he's 28. He's nothing great, is he? Look, he's got a bit of home run power, but he's only hit 2 home runs for us in 25 games. So I'm not sold on him. I'm pleased with how he's performing, but is he worth the arbitration? Is he worth $3 million? I don't think he is, but let me know in the comments what you think. And in terms of that, let's talk about the salaries for a little bit, because the big one here is Cishek. I mean, arbitration, they reckon he's going to go for about $7.9 million. He's very, very good. He's an all-star, of course, this year, which is that his first one? There you go, that's his first all-star appearance. So I think he's worth the money, but if he's going to bump up our overall salary by a good, $1.2 million, we're going to have to make savings elsewhere. And Ben Revere, he's stepping up. He's done nothing so far because he's been injured for most of it. Giancarlo Stanton, his salary keeps bumping. I mean, $32 million in 2024. I'm not going to be paying that. He's not worth. I don't think he's worth $25 million. So I might only get a couple more years out of him. But then we got Dan Haren. He's actually going backwards slightly. We signed him to a $4.4 million 2-year deal. Haren's lost a little bit of velocity, but he's got great control, and I think you'll find that he'll spend most of the time in the bullpen. But if we look further down, this is where it gets interesting. Now, Jose Fernandez, he's going to go for arbitration as well, $6.9 million. I'm going to try and tie him down to a 2-year deal here, if he's interested. So he only wants a 1-year deal for 7.5. But what I want to do is I want to bump that down to 5, and then push that one, the 2017 contract, up by 8. Let's see if he's interested. No, he doesn't want to bite at that. So let's Let's try one more. Let's lower that to 6.2, which will save me a little bit of money, and bump that up to 8. See if he's interested. There you go. He's quite interested in that one, actually. So we might be able to tie him down, which will save us a little bit of money. I mean, it's not much for arbitration, but if we can tie him down for a 2-year deal, that'll be really good. Santana, he's an auto. He's definitely staying. Other than that, there's not many players that I definitely want to keep around. Azuna's got arbitration for $5 million. I'm not sold on that. I don't think he's going to get very close, actually, to getting into his 3 years of Major League service. So I'm not sure if I want to keep him around. $5 million's a lot of money, and I don't think he's worth $5 million. I'd certainly rather Timmy F over that. Vid Mazzaro, he's definitely. I wouldn't pay more than $800K. He hasn't done much. Even when he's gone down to AAA, he's performed quite well. But when he was in the majors, he did nothing. $675, so he's down there for a reason. Jared Kosar, $2.2 million on arbitration. I agree with that one. He's probably worth that. He's still got a bit of improvement to make on his control, but I think besides the fact that he gives up a lot of walks and hits, he could be hanging around for quite a while. Carter Capps, he's definitely staying. Justin Bauer, however you say his name, he's done very well. He's batting .300 for the year. I'll keep him around as well. Other than that, we don't have many players that I want to offer any contracts to. Arbitration for a lot of these. Henderson Alvarez, $4.8 million. He's on arbitration as well. He's not had a great year, has he? Got great control, but his stuff's dreadful, and he's just not that great with pitches. So I might withdraw an offer and see if I can snap up someone better. But never mind. Let's worry about that a bit later. Let's worry about that in the off season, because we have got the month of September and just a little bit of October to get through. So the season's not totally over for us. We're only 8 games out from the Mets to win the division, which isn't that great considering. And we're 10 games away from the wildcard spot with the Dodgers, who are considerably better than us. So we're going to get cracking. Hopefully Jose Fernandez will sign that contract. That'd be fantastic if we could tie him down for a couple more years, because we're basically keeping our best player. But we'll have to see how that goes, as we've now drifted 9 games back. This is the big one. There you go. So we've snapped up Jose Fernandez for 2 years, and that is a great deal. I'm really pleased with that. He's 23. We're going to have to pay a bit more money for him next year, of course. $6.2 million, and then the following year he goes up to $8.2. But a 2-year deal, I like that about pitchers. I don't want to sign pitchers to stupidly long contracts, because if they tank, if they get injured, require Tommy John, etc., then we've basically just wasted our money, and we're really starting to fall away here, aren't we? That's disappointing. So where are we? So we've lost 4 on the bounce. We're more or less out of contention. So this is going to be a good off-season coming up, because we've basically kept the core of our team. We've got people like Revere, D. Gordon, Stanton, of course, Heckavaria, Jose Fernandez, even Dan Haren. That's a good core team that we can build around. So I'm hoping to see if we can get any free agents. I haven't actually looked at who's coming up, whose contracts are coming to a close. So I'll be talking about that more in the next episode, I think. As this one, I just want to round out the season. Let's see how we do. We've been tipped to go 500 ball. Hang on, Stan Meeks found Maldonado. Is he worth a punt, starting pitcher? Low stamina. I don't think he's really worth it. He's only 16 though. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll see if he hangs around. But yeah, so like I say, we've got a good batting core there. We just need to fix up our rotation. Our bullpen could do with a bit of work. We're losing a lot of them. We've got arbitration, so most of them I'm not going to be interested in. And we are now officially out now. And there you go. C6 having a bit of a whinge. Brad Hand has been suspended. What's that for? Who did he have a fight with? Andrelton Simmons. I mean, that pretty much sums us up, doesn't it? Look, we just lost to Atlanta. We've had a very poor end to the season. We're going 2-8. We don't have many more games to go. So if we can get to the end of it now, that would be great. Oh, Stanton's out for 8 weeks, so I'll throw him on the disabled list. I mean, if you're going to get injured, that's the time to do it, isn't it? Right at the end of the season when it doesn't matter. So I might bring someone else up. Who's a real power hitter in AAA that deserves a crack? Do we have anyone? They're all pitchers. Scott Sizemore, he's our power hitter, so that doesn't look like anything, does it? So let's just get to the end of the season, shall we? Bit of a sad end to the season because we're just dropping games like there's no tomorrow. So here's a quick development update. So Aaron Crow, I spoke about him in the very first episode, and I haven't mentioned him since because he was out for the entire season on Tommy John surgery. Now he's coming up for arbitration at the end of the year. I'm certainly not going to be offering him anything, even more so now because look, his stamina's dropped, his potential ratings dropped. Carter Cap has improved his stamina slightly, but everything else has dropped off. We've lost a few people here. Darren Haren's slumped a bit. Look at that, his stuff's dropped down to 9. That might have been a bad deal by us. Henderson Alvarez has improved. Schwarber, I mean, he comes on leaps and bounds, this guy. He's phenomenal. He's going to be a real star player. And I think having him as this sort of backup catcher has been really good for him because he hasn't been rushed into playing every single day. Cosart has improved as well. Raul Muto, he's not doing too badly. D. Gordon, look at that, his eye has gone up. So I'm happy with that. Anyone else that really stands out here? Doesn't really look like it, does it? These are all prospects. Justin Nicolino in AA, he's improved quite a lot. He might be worth having a crack actually, promoting him, just to see if he can do anything. You know what? I might do that actually. I might place on the active roster. Let's see if Nicolino can actually get a game. If we've just lost another game, how bad are we doing? We have just done nothing but lose games. Look at that to finish the season. Got swept by the Phillies. Lost to Atlanta. Looks like we're about to get swept by Tampa Bay. What a terrible end to the season this is turning out to be. I mean, I was quite all upbeat before, and look at that. We're about to get swept by the Phillies again. This is no good, is it? Can we actually round out the season? Nope, we didn't. We lost. So what a terrible, terrible month for us. We just lost 1, 2, 3... What's that, 4? We've just lost 8 on the bounce to finish out the season. That's shocking. That is really, really bad. But what I'll do is I'll just go a quick overview. So we finished dead last in the end in the NL East. That's really frustrating because we were further up. We went 1-9 to finish the year. I'm really disappointed with that. The Mets ended up winning the division. They were 10 games clear of the Nationals, and it looks like the Dodgers and the Cubs picked up the wild card spots. Stanton picks up the National League home runs. He's got 39 there. D. Gordon was up there with 70 stolen bases, but of course Billy Hamilton, I mean, you're always going to play second field with him. He's the fastest bloke in the world, that guy. If we have a quick look at the team, just to round out the episode, where are we? Lineups. So, yeah, I mean, considering we... that's poor. That is so poor. Considering we just did nothing for the last few games, that's just put a downer on the whole episode. I'm really miserable about that, but there are a few standouts by the looks of it. Kyle Schwarber, a catcher, he did very well. He only made 2 starts, but he batted .278. And Raul Muto, he's on a cold streak, 182. You know, every time Raul Muto steps up, he just seems to go into a cold streak. So, you know, this is when we needed Raul Muto to step up and show what he can do, and he didn't do it. So I might use him as trade bait, try and get someone else in, and I think I'll put an offer in for this guy, Timmy F. He did very well, 279 for the year, he batted .221. I mean, Kyle Schwarber should, in theory, overtake Tim, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Justin Bory had a poor finish to the season. He's on a cold streak, but he did bat .230 for the month. Mike Morse, he made 9 appearances, batting .341. I'm really pleased with that. D. Gordon, look at how poorly he did. He's usually a very, very good batter, but he's just tailed off since the beginning. At the beginning of the season, he was on real hot streaks, and now he's just petered away. Vowed to spin, he bet 229. Martin Prado, 313. That's not too bad. This guy's another one. He's a free agent at the end of next season, so we definitely need to make an improvement in third base because he's going to start tailing off. He's 31. He's nearly 32, so I'm not sold on him, although he did finish the year strongly. Hekavari, he made 18 starts. He had pretty average, again, average slash lines. Danny Santana, he made 8 starts. He batted .359. That's really good for him. That's a good finish to the year. Darnell Sweeney, he made 9 starts, .226. Nothing super outstanding there, but he did get on base a lot more than Hekavari, so that's worth knowing. Brady Shoemaker, he stayed up because of Ben Revere, and he only made a few pinch hit appearances there, but he seems to be holding his own. And Yelich did nothing, and Ozuna did even less than that. In our terms of our pitching, got Henderson Alvarez for the month of September. He did .576. Cosart is on fire. He did very well to end out the year. Sam Dyson, nothing spectacular. Fernandez seemed to have lost his way a bit, but now he's got a nice long contract. He should calm down slightly. There you go. Look, he got driven out of that game quite early on. Even more so. They're against the Phillies. I wonder why they pulled him on that one. Never mind. Brad Hand. This guy, he's got arbitration. Oh, I can't see myself keeping him. His control's right down. I mean, he started the year quite well, but then lately he just seems to be tailing right off. I mean, look, his ERA is 10.13 there. Carter Capps, he started very well when I called him up last month. He finished .450. Grant Dayton, this was the guy that I brought up. I wanted to give him some major league time, see what he could do, and he just proved that I don't know what I'm doing because he went 10.80 ERA and his whip looked 180. That's right up there. Speaking of which, Brad Hand 2.63 whip. That's dreadful. Ryan Madsen, again not great. Is Madsen a free agent? Yeah, he's a free agent at the end of the year. I'm not going to be bringing him in. I claimed him from waivers actually at the 1st of May, and he won't be coming back for this team. Justin Nicolino, he never actually made a start for us, so I'll certainly be bringing him back down to AA. Do that now before I forget. Ramos did very well. He pitched 13 and 2/3 innings, and he didn't give up any runs, which is good. Tanner Sheppers, he's always very good. I'm very glad that I claimed him from waivers off Texas. I'm thinking I'm going to keep him around because he's been exceptional. Dale Taylor, another one, didn't do very well. Cishek, he's got arbitration at the end of the year. I'm going to try and get him for less money. I might possibly even let him go if there's depending on what the pitchers market is looking like. And that is the 2015 season for the Miami Marlins. We didn't have much to look at, really, did we? Stolen bases, we led that. We were second in that, I should say. We didn't lead it, but very nearly did. I kind of expected that with D. Gordon and Ben Revere. We actually improved slightly across the board. Our starters ERA is 3rd. That is fantastic. Bullpen ERA slumped slightly. Defensive efficiency, we're down in 9th. I perhaps need to start looking at our defensive side of things. But of course, the biggest reason that we finished where we finished was our batting ratings. 10th in runs scored, 10th in on base, and dead last in home runs with 107. When you're relying on Stanton to bat in all your home runs, you're going to have difficulty, aren't you? And that's the season. We see Jose Fernandez actually with a WAR, far superior of the Matt Latos. Admittedly, we did lose Matt Latos 2 months ago, but Jose Fernandez has just pushed way past him. But the fact that Latos hasn't played for 2 months for us and he's second on WAR, that pretty much sums it up. Jose leads strikeout, but Cosart leads wins and earned run average as well, which I'm quite pleased with. In terms of batting, Stanton by far our best batter. Yelich not far off, and Ozuna even further back. Stanton, of course, with the home runs, as I mentioned earlier, and runs batted in. D. Gordon, 7, he stole the bases. Ben Revere just behind him on 10. Ben Revere might have slightly more if he wasn't injured all the time. And Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna round out our WAR. So in terms of what our off-season is going to be a part of, this will be in the next episode, hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to be trying to zoom through it. I won't be sort of doing this where I'm playing it as I'm talking. I'm going to try to we'll have to go to statistics. I'm going to try to just take screen caps, just talk about the players I've signed, who I've lost, who I've traded for, just so we can power through it, because it could be a bit boring just watching me tapping in numbers on a contract screen. And I'll leave you now. I'll just leave this screen up. This is the National League statistics for batters, and I'll quickly cut over to the pitching leaders in a second so you can have a better look, because I know some of you people are like me and you just love statistics. And we'll leave it there. So thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment and a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you like it. And I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.